Okay. That workout was tough. For me, it was all about strategy and how I broke everything up. I haven't been doing a whole lot of CrossFit. I've been focusing on other endeavors, but I knew coming into this that in order for me to complete all 20 muscle ups, I was gonna have to pace it out big time. And each rep or each movement, I really took the maximum amount of time that I could on each one. I broke my total bar up a lot. I broke my muscle up a lot. I did the cleans and singles. I broke my wall balls up a lot. But I knew I needed to do those things if I wanted to complete the muscle ups, which was my goal from the beginning. I wanted to complete all the muscle ups. So that's my immediate post workout kind of tips. I'll come back in a little bit once my brain and heart rate have got back to normal, and I'll give kind of what I think like the elite, the really good gym person, and then kind of the first timer and the open should do. So give me a break. See you in a few.
Good job.
What's up, guys? Just finished 23.1, which is also a repeat from 2014, 14.4. The workout is 60 cal row. It's on a 14-minute AMRAP. 60 cal row, 50 total bar, 40 wall ball shots, 20 pounds for guys, 14 for ladies, 30 cleans, 20 ring muscle ups. If you finish the 20 ring muscle ups, you start back over. Wanted to touch on a few things. I just finished the workout. Hopefully I put in that little clip of me dying post-workout. I went at it with a strategy to try and complete the 20 ring muscle ups. That was my goal. And I kind of had to make a few modifications during it, so I was able to kind of come up with a couple strategies for everyone. First thing I want to talk about is kind of the standards of everything. 60 cal row, it's pretty simple there. Row the 60 calories. Do not put the handle back until you see 60 click on the thing. I know a lot of times we'll pull and then we'll kind of hope that it rolls over and we're already putting it back. Just make sure you finish that. That's something I read. Total bar, obviously make sure your toes touch the bar. They have to physically make contact. I think I missed one or two when I was going. And make sure that your feet come all the way back behind you on the total bar. That's important. Make sure you check the rolls on that. The wall ball shot. The wall ball shot, the rule on that, it says the ball must clearly pass the line. And in years past and in a lot of the class workouts that we do, we say at or above the target line. This year it's saying above the line. It may always have said that on wall balls. In particular, but this year, there's something that I really noticed that in the rules. So for us, that means that we can't use any of the targets on the rig. Everybody's gonna have to use the lines on the wall, and you're gonna have to clear that. The cleans can be done anyway, as long as you take it from the ground to the shoulder, and then 20 ring muscle ups. The thing that people always mess up on the ring muscle ups is the dip. Make sure that we're locking everything out before we move on to the next one. I heard them say in the announcement show a number of times, the ring muscle up really isn't about the pull, it's about the press, especially deep into the workout. For me, I really had to really kip hard and really press out to get that last muscle up before the workout was over. For those that are just getting started in CrossFit or kind of in that novice range, or maybe we just started and we haven't done many RX workouts, there is a scaled version of this, and it's very inclusive. Right, so almost everyone can do it. Instead of toes, we're still rowing 60 calories, but instead of doing 50 total bar, we're gonna do 50 hanging knee raises. Instead of a 20-pound ball for guys, it's 14 and 10 pounds for ladies. Still throw into the same height target though. The clean weight goes down to 95-65 for ladies, and then instead of ring muscle ups, it's chin over the bar pull-ups. So very inclusive workout here, whether you're a novice RXer or if you're a newbie and we're doing scaled. So very inclusive. I think that's really cool that CrossFit did. Some things that I think we need to make sure that we have for this workout are our belts. I needed a belt. I've been dealing with some just minor nicks and bang ups here lately. So the belt was something that I needed. If you don't feel like you need one, don't have it, but if you feel you may need it, have it there. It's just an extra piece to carry over. Tape your thumbs up. Right, from the rower to the total bar to the pull-up bar, to the barbell to the rings, your thumb's gonna get a lot of rubbing. Make sure you tape your thumbs up appropriately. Grips for the, really the rower, the total bar, and the ring muscle ups. Okay, make sure you have your grips. Lots of chalk and weightlifting shoes. That's something that I wore. I have an old pair of Innovate lifters that are super light. Didn't really affect me. A lot of people are afraid to wear their weightlifter shoes because they think it's going to affect their total bar. I don't think it affects that much. I think you'll get much better benefit on the rower and on the wall balls, and it won't have any effect on your gymnastics, really. Now, if you're super afraid of that, don't do it. If you squat fine, that's okay, but I needed the weightlifting shoes for my squats and my rower. The next thing I want to talk about is kind of the warm-up and getting prepped. This is almost exactly what I did for my warm-up, so this could be something that you could do to get you ready as well. So first thing I started out with, I did about 11 or 12 minutes on the Concept 2 bike. I just put the damper all the way down and I just pedaled. You could do this with an air bike of any kind, but just enough to get sweaty. It took me about 11, 12 minutes to really kind of get a sweat going. I just wanted to be warm before I started doing anything. Then I jumped into some mobility. I focused on my hip flexor quads with the couch stretch. I focused on my hamstrings. Obviously the hip flexor quads, I want to have those stretched out for the rower and the wall ball shots. Right? I wanted my hamstrings stretched out again for the rower, but especially for the total bar, and then bending over a lot on those cleans. I want to make sure my hammies were nice and stretched out. And then the banded front rack, getting the elbows into this position for the cleans, for the wall balls, and then also catching for those muscle ups. I wanted to make sure I was nice and loose there. I did 2 minutes on each leg for the couch stretch, 2 minutes total on the forward fold, and then 2 minutes each on both arms. Then I went into like a more specific warm up, again trying to get my heart rate up and trying to get elevated. I started out with 20 seconds hard on the rower. I kind of just went through each movement, just kind of built into it. 20 seconds hard on the rower, 10 bent over rows, 10 jumping squats, 10 kip swings, 10 push-ups. And then second round, I went 20 seconds hard on the rower, 10 muscle cleans, 5 light wall ball shots, 5 knees to chest, kipping on the pull-up bar, and then 5 ring dips. And then a third round, 20 seconds hard on the rower, 10 wall ball shot, or 10 power cleans, just with an empty barbell, 10 wall ball shots, or 5 wall ball shots with the wall ball, 5 total bar. Then I went into 5 light power cleans, and then 1 ring muscle up. Then after I got everything set up, got the actual weight on the barbell, I went through 1 quick round so I got used to the flow, right? Because there's a certain setup that we have to be according to CrossFit, and that was just something very simple. 5 hard calories on the rower, 5 total bar, 5 wall ball, 3 power clean, and 1 ring muscle up. Then I kind of let my heart rate come down a little bit, got my camera set up, and then I jumped into the workout. I'll put this warm-up and everything in the show notes below. Make sure you go check it out. For us here at the gym, I'll have it up on a board so you can kind of follow along. There'll be a little warm-up area so that you're ready to go for the workout. All of this together took me about 30 minutes. So if you are getting ready to go in for the workout, let's say you're supposed to work out at 5:30, you should hopefully have started getting sweaty at 5 o'clock or maybe just before that. All right, lastly, the strategy. This is where all the goods happen, right? I have 3 different kind of strategies to attack this workout. We're calling them elite, class fire breather, and then novice. Okay, the elite I would consider like those that are going to go to semifinals of the games. This is like the people that we saw, the elite athletes on the announcement show. So the elite, if you consider yourself into that category, guys, we'd want to hold about a 1600 on the rower for calories per hour. Ladies, about 1300. On toes bar, even if you can do bigger sets than 10, I still wouldn't do it. I would do quick sets of 10, get through those 50 as fast as you can. Wall balls, of course, are unbroken. And then power cleans, we're going fast singles. A fast single is clean, you're dropping the bar near your shins, you're going down, grabbing it right away for the next one before it even settles. And then the ring muscle ups, I think 4 sets of 5 is probably going to be best, right? Get back on the rower, start hammering out, hopefully finishing those calories, right? I think if you want an elite score, you're finishing the calories of the second round for sure, just like the people on the announcement show. A class fire breather, this is where I would consider myself, right? So I kind of tell you exactly how I did the workout. I kept about a 1300 calorie pace on the rower. That's about 1000 calorie pace for ladies. So if you kind of consider yourself into that class fire breather for either one, that's kind of the pace we want to hold on the rower. When we get to those total bars, seems silly for some of us that have big total bar sets, but sets of 5. Do 5, come down, get back up there for 5. Do them quickly. You're not going to lose a whole lot of time, but you're going to save yourself a lot for later on in the workout. Okay. When we get to the wall ball shots, 2 or 3 sets. Figure out what you want to do. Now, if you're a really good wall baller, then maybe you shoot for unbroken, maybe you shoot for 2 big sets. But me personally, I didn't exactly do 2 or 3 sets. CrossFit really hasn't been my main focus as far as training goes. I do train CrossFit pretty often, but just not like usual. And I got to those wall balls and I was pretty gassed. So I actually did what I would consider like the novice set, 4 sets of 10 reps. But if you're training CrossFit pretty regularly, 4 or 5 times a week, then I wouldn't see why, if you consider yourself a class fire breather, why you couldn't do the wall balls in 2 or 3 sets. When we get to the power cleans, singles. Those singles are a little bit different than fast singles. Fast singles, like we're purposely dropping the bar near our shins and we're following it down, picking it up right away. Singles, like for my fire breathers, my class fire breathers, it's a clean, drop, breath. Clean, drop, breath. We're just taking a little bit longer to do each single. That's fine, but you're going to stay moving on it. You're going to get through there. Don't rush that part because we want to save everything for the ring muscle ups. 5 to 7 sets on the muscle ups. I originally kind of attacked it thinking that I'd be able to do ring muscle ups in 4 sets of 5. I probably haven't done an actual ring muscle up workout in 6 or 8 months. So I was a little shocked after I did my second set of 5 and I had to make a game plan change. It actually went 5-5. Then I did a set of 4 and then 2 sets of 3 to finish. So 5 to 7 sets, I think, for those that maybe don't do a whole lot of muscle up workouts just whenever it appears in class, then that might be the way to go, or less, right? Some of us are going to get to this ring muscle ups and we will consider ourselves a class fire breather and not finish the muscle ups. And that's okay. You just need to do the number that you think you can do. If that's 1 at a time, do 1 at a time. Set your rings up at a height that you can jump up and repeat and get going on those quickly every single time. And then the novice, that would be my kind of newer to the RX realm of CrossFit. We're going to try to hold a 1200, 900 calorie per hour, but that's a goal, right? That's not necessarily that's what you're going to do, but kind of go at it. Everybody needs a goal to shoot for. Go for it. If you start to fall off, just hold whatever you can, right? I just wanted to make sure I gave everyone a goal, every category a goal. Total bar. I put this number here. It says -2, right? What I mean by -2 is you're going to do a set of total bar that's 2 reps away from you failing, right? So if you think that 5 might get a little sketchy, then you don't need to do more than 3 at a time. All right, and if 4 is where you start to get out of whack and it gets a little sketchy of you missing a rep, then you don't need to do any more than 2. So -2 is just that number that says, hey, whatever it is for me, -2. But don't do more than 5 at a time. Okay, no matter what, don't do more than 5 at a time. When we get to our wall ball shots, I did 4 sets of 10, right? I didn't realize how out of shape I was for wall balls. So 4 sets of 10 was something manageable. I took a decent amount of break between each one. I think that that's something manageable that all people can do. And then when we get to our power cleans, it's singles again. You just may need to take a little more rest between each one. Don't fail a clean. Make sure that we're catching with our butt back and not kind of whipping our hips underneath it into that kind of poor receiving position. And then lastly, ring muscle ups, send it. A lot of us are going to be shooting to get our first ring muscle up, and we just kind of need to go through a certain progression. Get that false grip, get the elbows locked out, get those hips high, and drive that head through. And let's see a bunch of first-time muscle ups. I'm super excited for this workout tomorrow. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll put my email down here at the bottom. But I think with this strategy, this warm-up, and kind of being prepped the way you need to be prepped for tomorrow, or whenever you do the workout, I think it's really going to be beneficial for you. So good luck. Let me know how you do.